It'll say live right there, and that's how you're the man. What's up, everybody? Joe here from Podcast Rock City. You know that's Sonny. That's Lellani Kilgore, musician, guitar player.
Could possibly be the best guitar player here.
Ooh, high praise. Fighting words.
That's not even like...
Would you mind saying that over the PA just so we can get a poll of the
He'll
reaction?
do it.
Think about all the people we talked to today. She's the best guitar player out of all the people we talked to today.
It's definitely true. They're going to write us. Okay. So it's all right. It's all right. So listen, let's go ahead and talk about what. Okay. So you've been playing guitar since you were for 12 years.
I've been playing electric guitar since I was about 12.
What made you pick it up?
My dad was the biggest music blues fan of all time. He didn't play, but he would go see Stevie Ray Vaughan in little clubs in Texas and like out Billy Gibbons and like listen to Jimi Hendrix and B.B. King all the time. And I think as an only child, I got like a bit of a complex, and I was like, shouldn't I be getting all the attention? So I was like, guitars, give me guitars if that's what it takes to get the attention from my. That really wasn't like that, but I'm not gonna throw my dad under the bus. He's a great dad, but yeah, I think it was like the epitome of cool to me, like being raised like listening to records like that and like hearing how you can make a guitar. It's like the world is your oyster with that instrument. So I just really loved that. So,
are you now? Did I hear that you're from the West Coast? Are you from the West Coast?
I'm from Washington.
Oh, you're from Washington. Okay, so now you live here.
I do live here.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you play live here a lot, or how many gigs you do?
Yeah, well, for my own band and my original music, we come through every like 3 to 4 months, maybe. Just because Nashville's very oversaturated, and it's very important to me that I have a reason for people to come back out.
Yeah.
In town. But actually, my day job, if you will, is I play down on Broadway. I have a band, and we do classic rock covers such as Kiss and
okay.
Guns N'
It's
Roses.
kind of a Rock of Ages thing, or what?
No, we just have a set list that we go off of. We like playing rock, and so we'll just be there and take requests, and I don't know, just have a good time.
That's freaking awesome.
What Kiss songs? Mr. Speed?
Not anything for my baby, I hope.
No.
Good. Do you even know that song?
No.
Yes. We're going to get along just fine.
It's on the same album as Rock and Roll All Night.
Yes.
That's hysterical. Because that's the one that we definitely do.
Everybody loves Anything for My Baby, and I can't listen to it. Okay, so do you remember the first electric guitar you ever got?
Absolutely, I do.
What was it?
Like the real one that wasn't like firewood?
Yes.
It was a
boat anchor.
a paddle.
Oh, you mean like the
in case of
Sears
emergency.
special?
Hey,
Yeah.
Sears put out some pretty good guitars back in the
They
day.
did. I heard they were not bad. I got a 2000 and I think it was like a 2004, 2003, maybe it was from the 90s, Strat with a green sparkle finish that was so cool. But I was 11 and anemic, and I couldn't hold heavy objects. And my dad actually carved it down for me.
Yeah.
So it's this
wow.
very interesting, weird piece of modern. It can't play for shit, but it looks great.
Oh,
So that was
so
my
you still
real-
have it.
I do. I have somewhere.
What do you play now?
I play Les Pauls as much as I can. I love a good Les Paul.
Heavy as hell.
Yes,
love a good
you'll
fight.
be leaning
Yeah.
over in your old age.
I'm shrinking every year.
Yes,
Yeah, it's gonna
drag
be
you through the ground.
right. Exactly. It's grinding my spine. So I play Les Pauls as much as I can. I love a good Les Paul, but I also really love Tellys. I have a Telly with a triple humbucker, like almost like a Black Beauty Les Paul.
Yeah,
They
that's
just-
heavy.
Fender took all the electronics and crammed it into the Telly body and stuck a Bigsby on it, and it's my favorite thing.
Oh, Bigsby.
It's super weird.
Wow. No, that sounds pretty cool. So, but while we're here at the beginning, could you just tell everybody where to find you
Yeah. Yes, I can.
online?
Here. You can find me on my website, which is LellaniKilgore.com. Also, all my social media is Lellani Kilgore. So very easy, very straightforward.
Yes, and we'll post links in the bio, in the comments and everything.
That
later.
LK logo is pretty cool. I like
Thank
the logo.
you. Thank you.
Did you design it?
My photographer and I in tandem designed it. Scorpions are kind of a thing for me.
Oh, okay.
If you believe in horoscopes, I'm a triple Scorpio, which makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
I've got the tattoo, so we were like, hey, let's.
You got the moons.
I do have the moons.
I noticed that too. So
Yeah.
now that you've mentioned, so your birthday is October.
November 11th.
No.
Yeah.
November 11th.
Oh yeah.
My oldest daughter, November 11th.
Really? See,
What
no.
year?
96.
Oh, my daughter's 94.
So she's probably equally as difficult to deal with and
Yes,
very headstrong.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So-
okay. You got to be that way to live.
Especially in this industry.
Yes, I bet. So do you have? I mean, so we were talking about Stevie Ray Vaughan before we went on. Is that your favorite guitar player, or do you have?
I have a lot of respect for him. I do, absolutely. But I really love cats like Gary Moore, who kind of did everything.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they did every faction of guitar playing that you can. He did funk, jazz, blues, hard rock, metal. I mean, the guy was just a phenomenal.
Don't you find it amazing that a person like that, Gary Moore, who it could influence a whole bunch of people and make great music,
His name
never comes up.
That's so
Never
bizarre.
comes up.
Talk about. Tell me the best 70s guitarist name doesn't come up. 80s doesn't come up.
Yeah.
Just one of those guys.
I don't know how that's possible to me. I mean, his stuff with Thin Lizzy. I mean, he was killer. Like he's just.
It's really one of those
Because
things
he wasn't flashy.
that is a big deal. It's
Yeah.
like people, they love the Vi's, especially now. You say who's your favorite guitar player, and Vi comes
Mine's
up a lot.
my favorite
Eddie Van Halen, but people don't know to look back. I always tell I'm a guitar teacher, and I tell all my students, who's your favorite guitar player? When they tell me, I go, who was their favorite guitar player?
Mhm.
They have no idea. And then I tell them the next week, well, who was that? And then they come back the next week, go, well, who was their favorite guitar player? And that really gets them. Usually we wind up somewhere around Jimi Hendrix or,
Right.
way back into the blues
Back to
guys.
Sunhouse. Yeah, those
But
kinds of cats.
music-wise, what do you listen to lately? What's your big thing? Like if you were to put your headphones in and hit what you listened to last, what was it?
What did I listen to last? I mean, to be honest with you, it's kind of all over the place. I mean, I like to hear what's going on in a lot of spaces. I don't like pop. I can't do pop. I can't do rap. I can't do country. But like with rock, it's really going into some interesting areas. So lately, like with current stuff, I mean, I love Larkin Poe. They're a Nashville duo here. I think Rebecca's and her sister's harmonies are gorgeous, and their guitar parts are simple but catchy. I love that. What else am I listening to? Rival Sons, big Rival Sons fan.
Right.
Always got Bowie on the rotation somewhere. I mean, I listen to a lot of stuff. I listen to everything.
So you're an up-and-comer. You trying to break nationally? Like, what's it going to take to get a national tour going?
Well, we're doing it in bits and pieces because my band does have day jobs. I have bills to pay, so it's. I put the bill for everything. We're independent. We don't have a label. Sorry.
Oh, that's
We don't
okay.
have a label. We don't have like funding from financial backing. So everything that we do is out of pocket or whatever we pull from venues. So for the sake of cost effectiveness, we go out 3 to 4 days every other weekend. But I mean, we're going out to Texas and Oklahoma and Florida and Louisiana and up to Illinois. So we go all over the place. We're working on getting a national tour together. That's it's just it does take a lot of planning. It takes a lot of financing, and it takes a lot of just being able to step away from whatever you've got going on at home and just go do it.
That's tough.
It is tough. I mean, I don't mind it so much. I don't have a problem with it, but I do know that my guys, they all have 9 to 5s, and they do have to be there to keep their employment. So
Do you want to be independent, or like if RFK Media comes to you and says, "Hey, join us," or is it better to be independent for you?
I don't mind being independent. As a recording artist who writes all her own songs, I like keeping my masters. It's important to me. I don't like splitting royalties. It makes me nervous. I like owning all of my content. But I think that if the right distribution deal came along or the right label deal came along, then absolutely, because everybody needs support at some point in their career.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree. So what's the biggest gig you've had so far? Like that you've walked on stage and went, I cannot believe.
we did a festival in Mexico a couple of years ago. That was pretty wild. And then opening for the Dead Daisies with Glenn Hughes and Doug Aldrich over at Mercy Lounge was a great gig.
That's a great band.
Yeah.
Killer band. And the nicest guys.
Yeah.
We've opened for Buddy a few times now. That's always an honor. I don't know how many more gigs he's got left in him, but he's another blues cat that's just like, one of the last living legends. I mean, there's been a few. It's funny because you don't really think about it in the moment because you're so busy getting ready.
Sure,
you need to get the rehearsals in and make sure everything's set up and going smoothly. And usually it takes me like a week or so where I'll see photos and I'm like, holy shit, that was actually a really big deal.
Yeah.
It's just you don't think about it at the time.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, I've been a musician my whole life. I've never played in front of a festival.
Festival gigs are a good
The
time.
biggest gig I could probably ever do is bring my guitar to a Braves game.
We opened for
just-
Quiet Riot last summer. That was a good time.
Oh, that's good.
On a lake. It was the most bizarre thing because there was just hundreds of boats all over the place. And that was a good time.
And
So
how many years have you guys been together?
we've been doing this officially as and like a fully original band for 2.5 years. So before that, I was doing covers.
Yeah. Was it your plan to sing, or you kind of got moved into that and you just wanted to play guitar, or
I always sang as a kid. I always liked singing. But, and I think I always saw myself as somebody who was the front, the middle of the stage. And it takes a certain mentality to do that and feel comfortable doing it. And it's kind of a weird thing because I definitely struggle with it. And I always feel like, it's hard. And I'm equally as comfortable being a side person, but I do notice sometimes in cases where I'm playing with other people, I'm like, I don't want to be here. Like, I want to be there, and I get, I start to miss it. So, yeah, I think it was always kind of the plan for me in my mind to be the person whose name was on the marquee.
Yeah. So, any mentors, anybody helping you out, like the Nitas of the world, some of these?
I'm lucky to have Joe Bonamassa in my corner.
Wow,
Good for you.
That's a big one.
That's a hell of a person to have in your corner.
One of my biggest influences by far, definitely the person that got me starting to take guitar seriously as a kid. And we met about 9 or 10 years ago in LA.
Awesome.
And he was polite enough to come over and introduce himself. He heard that I was a fan. And he said, "Hi, I'm Joe Bonamassa, and I heard that you were playing my stuff in Guitar Center today."
Yeah.
And I said, "Hi, I'm Lellani, and I'm going to be better than you someday." And we were friends ever since. So he's a huge resource for me just because, the way that he runs his business, the way that he plays his work ethic, I think is something that you don't see very often.
Yeah.
So I call on him a lot when I need advice. He's one of my go-to guys. I'm lucky to have Buddy Guy's support, somebody who's, trying really hard to make sure that blues doesn't die out with his generation. But I don't really, these are just people that I'm grateful to have a personal relationship with and be able to look up to and ask questions to if I need advice.
Yeah.
We had Britt Lightning on here with us, who's in Vixen now, and she told us a story about how she wanted to learn guitar. And they were teaching it at her school, and she went and she knocked on the door, and the teacher opened the door and said, what can I do for you? And she said, "I want to learn guitar." And he was like, "So which boy do you have a crush on?"
Great.
And she was so offended by that she took it even more serious than she was.
Despite
Being a lady, do you find that guys are obviously you're going to earn their respect once you get on stage? But do you feel like you really have to work at that, or
Absolutely.
You think more than a guy, obviously?
Yeah, especially like growing up, I cut my teeth in blues jams and blues clubs, and that was how I got used to being on stage and playing with other people, and improvising solos and things like that, and knowing your place when you're on stage with other players. And as a teenage girl, blues jams are not usually friendly to that. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, well, that's part of the thing. They're going to go.
They weren't necessarily unfriendly, but there is some judgment passed and things like that. And to be fair, I was a teenager. I probably wasn't great, but I still I was there to learn and just kind of try to hold my own. And it does take a little bit of work sometimes with certain people, and they just, I've found, especially now in Nashville and in other work situations outside of town, if somebody doesn't know who you are, another guy, a male guitar player, sometimes they will purposefully try to kind of elbow you off stage, and I don't stand for that, because I know that I'm good enough to be able to hold my own in a situation, and if it's like, if somebody's gonna try to outshine me or outplay me, like that's rude to me, just be nice. Yeah. So, I get a little aggressive sometimes.
Musicians are like this. Just to be fair, musicians judge each other all the time. But I would imagine that, being a young girl, lady, woman, 2023, I would imagine it's hard. You're stepping into a male-dominated thing,
Absolutely.
like when Sonny became a stripper.
Nice.
I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah, there are certain situations where, honestly, if I'm on stage with somebody else and we're playing together and they're better than me, I have a blast, as long as they're not a dick about it, as long as they're not trying
and what's better equal? Like, there might be different, there might be faster, that doesn't mean they're better.
Everybody plays in their own way. If someone's more technically proficient than I'm like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I really appreciate the opportunity. But, if someone's going to purposefully just try to, play ego and things like that, that doesn't sit very well with me, because I think that ultimately, we're all out here trying to fight the good fight.
We're both Ace fans. He's sloppy as fuck,
Super
His
sloppy.
rings are hitting the strings.
Super sloppy, but style. Lots of style.
Sloppy.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Absolutely.
And we love you, Ace. And you're sloppy.
Yeah, you can see the 70s are riddled with bodies of guys that know one scale, but have swag.
Yeah.
They wear the
Exactly.
right hat. They wear the right vest. The pants are just right. Anyway,
Hey, you be subpar as long as you look cool doing it, right?
it was an absolute pleasure to
Pleasure
meet
meeting
you.
you.
Thank
Now
you guys
listen,
so
so
much.
once
Thank
again,
you.
let everybody know, blues artist,
Blues Rock.
blues
Rock.
rock,
Yeah.
Lellani, Kilgore. Where can they get you again?
You can find me on Lellani Kilgore, Facebook, Lellani Kilgore, Twitter. I have a website, LellaniKilgore.com, and my music is streaming on every platform your heart could ever desire.
So buy it.
Yeah.
Spend your money. Get it.
Yeah.
We're out of
spend your
here
money.
in 3, 2, 1. Peace.